Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your day to attend this webinar, this momentous announcement for JWB. It's going to be really, really exciting. We're really pumped to share with you. My name is Pablo Gonzalez. I host the JWB podcast. So I'm here to make this thing go smoothly, touch the buttons on the Zoom call, and make sure nothing gets messed up. But I'll allow the two of you. You two are the stars of the show. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, my name is Melissa Gillespie. I have been on the team here at JWB for almost 11 years. I run our property management business, and I am super pumped about this announcement today. So excited to share more. I'll leave it at that for now.
Hello, I'm AJ. I've been with JWB since 2016. I am a leasing manager, obviously on the leasing side. And just like Mel, I am super pumped about what we are about to present to you guys. It's a great opportunity for everyone and super excited.
Awesome. I'm super pumped too, right? So as the host of the podcast, the Not Your Average Investor Show, we talk a lot about economic development in Jacksonville, right? And it's pretty clear from the outside in that Jacksonville's on fire, right? Like there's a lot of great stuff happening in the city. We recently got ranked #2 job market in America by the Wall Street Journal. Not too shabby. We have the highest rising median income rates in all of Florida and well above the national average. And I don't know if any of y'all have been to downtown lately, but things are really happening there.
Yeah.
And one of the things we talk a lot about on the show is this idea that when a downtown turns on, the city turns on, right? And prosperity starts to happen. It's what we call an economic flywheel. Now, the other thing that we talk about on the show is that if you are a homeowner in a city, you're plugged into this economic flywheel. You just win by being here. Whereas folks that aren't homeowners, that are still renting, they are at risk of being left behind. So that's what this webinar is all about, is how do we plug you into that economic flywheel? Because the statistics show it, right? Like an average American homeowner is worth $300,000, while an average American renter has a net worth of only $8,000. So you all are here to kind of explain the history of it. Before we get there, I just want to say that we have Joanna in the chat, we got Sydney in the chat, we got Shaylin in the chat, we got Giuliano in the chat, and Teresa in the chat. So if you have any questions as you're listening to this stuff, just chat us. We can help you out. There's also the phone number. You can call JWB directly at 904-737-0035. And there's also a Q&A function in your Zoom call. Like if you're in the chat right now, you'll see that it's just like booming. There's over 150 people on this call. So that thing's going to fly. I'm going to try to keep track of it. That being said, if you have a question that you really, really want to get answered, use the Q&A button, because that just pops up by itself and it doesn't go anywhere. And help me help myself here.
Yes.
Help me help you, right? Just make it idiot proof for me. So I would really appreciate it. That being said, AJ, why don't you were telling us as we were kind of warming up for this, like the aha moment behind this. You sit at the leasing chair, you're trying to get these homes filled, but you realized that there was more that JWB could be doing at some point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you expressed, Pablo. We really recognize that homeownership is very important. And being on the leasing side, obviously, we're helping residents find their next home. And that's incredibly important. Everybody needs shelter. We focused on providing affordable rental housing for folks, and we think we're doing a pretty good job at that. But there was just something that we felt was missing. We were like, how do we bridge that gap to help people from becoming renters to becoming homeowners?
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't really any answers in the market for that. So we really kind of put our heads together, started talking to some experts, talking to some of our external vendors. And we came up with some pretty cool concepts that really help bridge that gap, because we understand the importance. We believe in Jacksonville. We believe people that are homeowners in Jacksonville is an important thing for us. Like you said, they're plugged into the economic flywheel here. And we want to help our renters become that. We are not the property management company that wants you to be a renter forever. We want you to rent with us for a little bit, but we want you to become a homeowner eventually.
Yeah. I think one of the key things that you need to have and work on in order to be prepared to purchase a home is your credit, right? And so that was one of the things that stood out to us kind of back a few years ago now, where we said, how can we help people build their credit? And we came across a platform called RBP. If you're a current resident, you know all about RBP, Resident Benefits Program, and that's something we rolled out. And one of the key benefits that is comprised in that package is credit building. And so that was kind of the first step we took in saying, how do we make an impact here? How do we make a difference? Was that credit building component. It's really exciting because we report positive on-time rent payments every month. So for every month you pay on time, we're reporting that to all 3 credit bureaus, and we've seen a significant increase in people's credit scores through this platform. But that's just one component, right? That's just like scratching the surface of what potential impact and support might be. And so,
Yeah, I mean, that's correct. And with the RBP, we did see an increase in credit scores on average about 63 points, which is really huge.
Yeah.
But like Mel said, that's not it to buying a home, right? Your credit can be great and you still don't own a home, but what's next? And then we realized, hey, buying a home is very, very complex. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of hurdles you got to jump through. And a lot of people aren't aware of this. So we sat and said, how can we help people become aware of this? And then again, a couple years ago, we said, we're going to do this class where we're going to educate everyone, and we call it Home Buying 101. And so our residents can sign up. We do this class every couple of months or so. I believe the next one's actually already filled up. So they're always filled up. So when you see it, make sure you sign up quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this class, we're going to walk you through all the steps about some of the down payment assistance programs that are in Jacksonville. There's a lot more than people know about. We're going to talk about what it's like to find an agent. We're going to talk about closing costs, which is something a lot of people don't think of. We're going to talk about title, that whole process and what that entails, the inspection process, everything there is to know from beginning to end, what it takes to purchase a home, we're going to educate you on. And we thought that was a really great thing. We've seen a lot of success in that, but again, it just wasn't quite enough for us.
like what more, And I think one of the things for us, we have such an opportunity with how many homes we manage, how we impact Jacksonville, that we really wanted to look internally and say, how do we put our money where our mouth is? We say we care about affordability. We say we care about helping people become homeowners. We're doing some things, right? But they were small.
Mhm.
And I think there was just a click of, we can monetarily, financially
It's a big one.
make a really significant impact with this home step program.
Okay, all right. I feel like you've teased enough. I feel like you've teased enough. Yeah, let's go. So announce the Homestep program. What's the Homestep program? What is this? Yeah.
Drum roll. Homestep. So Homestep is the new program we just rolled out. It is essentially for every month of a lease with us at JWB, you are accruing $100 toward a future home purchase.
$100.
$100 a month for just renting with us, which is pretty incredible. I don't think I've ever heard of another company doing anything like this. There are certain parameters, which I'll try to walk you through those details. And of course, if you have more questions, happy to have you get in touch with a property manager or talk with our leasing team. But for every month you live in a home, you're accruing $100. The minimum amount of time that you have to stay in that home in order to be able to be eligible to use this Homestep program is 12 months. So if you are just moving in, let's say you moved in last month or you're about to move in, you would be essentially committing to a 12-month commitment in that lease. And so that would be a $1,200 accrual. The maximum accrual for any lease term is $3,600. So for a 3-year lease term, you would accrue the full maximum. For example, if you've lived in the home for 4 years, we'll get there in just a second for our current residents because it's a benefit to you too. But if you've lived in the home for 4 years, the maximum amount accrued is still $3,600. The only caveats to any of this is you have to pay your rent on time. You can't have an open balance when you move out. So when you go to use this Homestep program, you need to have no fees or things on your ledger, right? You have to have paid your rent. You can't have late fees, things like that. And we want no physical damage to the property. We want you to take care of the property you're currently renting so that, we see this as a stewardship of an opportunity. And that's it.
And that's it?
Well, one more thing.
Okay.
One more thing. The only other thing is, we have a real estate arm of our business, a realty team. We have a team of licensed real estate agents who actually buy and sell in Jacksonville for helping people who want to become homeowners or people who want to sell their properties. So one of the things is you would be needing to work with our JWB realty team and or purchasing one of our JWB signature homes, which is just another fancy term of saying our new construction home product that we build. So we build some of those for rent. We build a lot of those for sale. And so you'd be either working with our agent or buying one of those. I equate it to using Starbucks, right? You have Starbucks rewards when you go buy a coffee and you get your points. Can you go use those points at Dunkin' Donuts?
Not in my experience.
We cannot.
I haven't found
tried.
I haven't found a Dunkin' that lets you do that just yet. So it's the same concept, right? If we're going to be putting our money where our mouth is, we want to connect you with our team who we know, trust, and believe will be able to best support you. And we also have beautiful new construction products that many of you have seen that would be an option as well. So
Awesome.
yeah.
There's a bunch of questions here
Yeah.
in the Q&A already
One more
teed up. Go ahead, Melissa.
This is not rent to own. I think that is a very common question that has popped up quite a bit. I think I've seen it come through in the chat a little bit as well. This is not rent to own. So if you are a resident renting a property from us and you go to use the homestead program at some point in the future, it would not be buying the home that you're currently renting. It would be buying a different home, either working with one of our agents to buy any property in Jacksonville, no matter what, or buying one of our JWB signature homes. So not rent to own. I know that that's come up a lot.
Got it. So it's not rent to own. This is essentially you are accruing $100 a month, right? In an account somewhere.
Yep.
That can get up to $1,200 or it can get up to $2,400 or it can get up to $3,600. You can then use that money to use as a down payment in any home in Jacksonville, as long as you use JWB Realty Services to help you find it,
Nailed it.
or you're buying a JWB built home,
Nailed it.
right?
Correct.
A couple of questions here. We have some folks that have been renting with you for a while.
Yes.
Tell them the good news.
So I think this is probably one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
We're retroactively giving these credits to anyone who's already been a resident with us. So for example, if you've lived in a home already for 12 months, you have already accrued $1,200 by us announcing this, doing nothing, which is really, really just an amazing opportunity for you and your family and the generations to come to be able to take advantage of this. So we felt like it was really important to not only roll this out for new residents who may be looking for a rental and trying to find a company that they want to work with, but also for all of our existing residents who can benefit in such a huge way. So
Yeah,
really
that's a
awesome.
big win for our current
It's
residents as
incredible.
well. So.
Tell us about that, AJ. I know that you're really passionate about like the effect of this program.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I mentioned earlier. We truly believe in Jacksonville here at JWB. We believe in Jacksonville. We believe in its residents, and we know home ownership is a really good thing. Obviously, home ownership levels have kind of fallen flat the last couple of years. They've been the same basically since the mid 90s. And we know we want more people to be homeowners. And especially we have a bias towards Jacksonville because we live here and we love this community. And obviously we think the best impact we can make is with our residents. We have a ton of residents here and we think that we can help some of these folks become homeowners. So it's a great program because there is just nobody out there that is doing this. I challenge anybody to go look around and see if you find a property management company who is one, going to help you build your credit. Two, they're going to teach you about the home buying process.
Mhm.
And then three, they're going to give you $100 a month in credits towards purchasing a new home
To move out.
to move out of your rental. That's insane.
Wow.
No other property management company does that, but this is how much we believe in Jacksonville. We believe in the residents here, and ultimately we believe in you. And this is what we want to do. We want to pass this along to you guys, and we want to share the love because we love Jacksonville. We're here for a long term. You guys probably love Jacksonville. You're going to be here for a long term, especially if you buy a house, you'll be here for quite some time. So we want to assist you in every way we can, and this is the way we can do it.
I love it. I love it. Listen, on the show itself, we got to break a lot of announcements, a lot of good news. To me, this is particularly special, right? Like, I want to just reiterate, if you are not a JWB renter yet, you call 904-737-0035. If our community managers can help us in the chat, just to put it in there so that you can just see it. But again, that's 904-737-0035. If you're a current resident, all you got to do is talk to your property manager and ask him about this thing and get you pointed in the right way. Because I'm hearing a lot of questions here in the Q&A. There's some folks that have been there for 5 years. Guess what? You already qualified for the $3,600.
$3,600 bucks.
$3,600,
Yep.
right?
Just call us, sign the addendum, and boom. I mean, if you are all other things considered ready to purchase a home, you could do that tomorrow.
Yeah, cool. There's a really good, so you're already qualified for whatever you're in. If you've been there for a year, you're already qualified for the 1,200. If you've been there for 2 years, you're already
Yes.
qualified for 2,400. 3 years or more, you got $3,600 in your pocket,
Yep.
ready to go.
Yep.
There was, Miranda is asking, will the 3,600 be enough for a down payment? So Miranda, I was kind of doing that math in my head. I think the median price kind of like, or at least the ones that I know that JWB sells is somewhere around like 200 to 250,000. So like if we're talking about like a $200,000 home, you're looking at likely a 5% down payment, right? That's $10,000. If you're a first-time home buyer and you can qualify through an FHA, you're looking at a 3% down payment. That's closer to like $7,000, right? So this would essentially be half of your down payment if you're putting 3% down on a $200,000 home. So all to say that this is not going to cover your entire down payment. This is just a hand up, right? This is a way to help you up. You're still going to have to save a couple bucks. You're still going to have to like be responsible with your spending. You're going to want to go to the home buyer education
Yes.
classes. So you learn how to maintain the home and you learn all that stuff. Somebody asked if this is down payment assistance. There is programs called down payment assistance that you will learn in the home buyer education programs. This is just money in your pocket.
Correct.
Yeah, this is truly, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing I would say is one of the benefits of working with a realtor in general. But obviously we love and trust our real estate team is they know all of the other resources beyond this that can also assist you. So there's tons of programs. Jacksonville is infusing money into helping people become homeowners because I think the city of Jacksonville also recognizes the power and impact in helping people achieve that and what it does for our city and for our economy. And so our agents would be able to help walk you through any other down payment assistance programs that you might qualify for based off of your financial situation and programs that are out there. So
Got it. Here's a good technical one. Stacy Hill is asking, how does it work if me and my adult daughter are both on the lease and I'm the only one who signs up? Is it per household or by the individual?
yeah, great question.
Great question.
It's per household. It's per household. So your whole family signs up for this. If let's say your daughter is an adult, I guess there's a lot of questions I have. If your daughter is an adult and wants to stay on the lease, and is able to do so, that'd be a conversation she could have with our property management team. If you all wanted to move, then you all would move and that would be that.
Got it. Cool. Couple questions about qualifications. Am I hearing right that the qualifications are just you're a JWB renter? That's it.
Yes, for this program. Yes.
For this program. Got it.
Become a homeowner, there's a lot of different qualifications. And I think our real estate agents ultimately would be the best suited to walk you through what it takes financially as far as income that you have to show and things of that, your credit, all of the things.
And our home buying 101 course as well. I
Yes.
would love to plug that because I think that's
Yes.
also
Yes.
very,
You're
very
right.
valuable for you.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. A couple of questions again about does this qualify for the home I'm already renting? Not necessarily, right? Like you're not renting to buy right now. This is just money in your pocket to go find a home.
Correct.
Purchase another home. It is not the home you are currently living in. You will be purchasing another property.
Elijah Cobbs is asking income range. Does that qualify? Is there an income range to qualify for this program?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Any resident who qualifies to rent with us qualifies to benefit from this.
All
Sign a
right.
lease with us, you are on the program.
Where are you all advertising the 101 class to be able to sign up for it?
Great question.
Good question.
I know the most recent advertisement went out via email and text message to our current residents. I do believe it is completely full and waitlisted. So you should be able to ask your property manager. They can resend you the link if you didn't receive it. And then from there, you can always add yourself to the wait list and see if anybody, backs out or cancels. I think it's the first week of November, if memory serves. So, but there will be others, and those are typically sent out via email and text to our current resident base.
Got
Ask
it.
your property manager. They'll be aware of any
Yes.
future
Yes.
classes as well.
Tons of good questions here. All right. Taylor White is asking, if you do the JWB new build, would you have a say in the design of the new home?
No, unfortunately,
Good question.
JWB, the way we're able to make these homes affordable is we have kind of set floor plans. This isn't custom builds. There are obviously builders out there that do the customizations, but those are going to be very, very expensive products. But you will have a choice of all of them. You'll be able to see the neighborhoods. Our agents will be happy to show you all of them and the plethora of floor plans we have. We have
Yeah.
a bunch of them. So
I was about to say,
there's
y'all
something
got
for
like
everybody.
10 floor plans, something like
There
that?
might
Like
be
multiple, more than
There's
that.
a lot. So
Interesting. Okay.
there's something for everybody,
Yes.
but no, they are not custom.
Got it. Super exciting question here by Rhonda Lawrence. How soon can we get started to buy? We are currently looking.
As soon as you are ready. So if you're a current resident, Rhonda, I would call your property manager. We'll get you signed up on the home step agreement.
Mhm.
And as long as you have already lived in the home you are in for 12 months or more, we will be able to introduce you to our realty team as soon as you feel ready and comfortable.
Rhonda, I think you out of all people should just get off of this webinar and
Yeah,
go to
go-
904-737-0035. Go make that call. You got money waiting for you. All right. Like good news. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Taylor White. Taylor White also asked, also with the JWB signature home, how soon would you need to start the process before the end of your lease?
Great
That's a
question.
good one.
We have a lot of inventory that's already finished construction. So we have homes that are move-in ready. So really the timeline is more related to your readiness. There will be homes ready. So I think we have, I don't know, 50 available for sale of our JWB signature home
Mhm.
product. So more than enough for you to find something you love and work with our team to do that.
Cool. Tahisha is asking, what have you been renting for over 7 years? Does this benefit you any? Yeah, it benefits you 3,600
Absolutely.
ways.
Absolutely. Yep. You got $3,600 waiting.
You got-
So call your property manager ASAP.
Yeah, if you want to go buy a home, right?
Yes.
I went to a home purchasing meeting with JWB and everyone that attended got $2,000 towards purchasing a home. Would I be able to use that as well? That sounds like some,
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
I am unsure.
yeah.
If you went to a meeting already, I would reach out to your property manager and we can get you that answer.
Cool. Are we automatically signed up or do we have to register? If you're a resident, you're already signed up, right?
You do have to call in and sign the agreement.
Yes.
So everyone, if you are a new resident and you're looking for a rental currently, you
We'll be signed up.
will automatically be signed up when you sign a lease with us. If you're a current resident, you do have to call in and we will get that sent over to you to sign.
Awesome. Michael Haynes is asking, in order to get the $100, will my rent have to be paid on time?
Great question. Yes, hypothetically. The real caveat is no balance at the time of using the home step agreement. So if you came across hard times, let's say you have been in the home and you had a difficult month and you didn't pay on time, that doesn't prohibit you from being able to use this. It would just mean that any late fees or things like that occurred because of that would have to be paid before you'd be able to go to use it.
Got it. Kwasia Blake is asking, is this in addition to the security deposit? Yeah, right. Security deposit
This
is
is
just
totally
based on-
separate. Totally separate.
Yeah, and I think maybe for clarification there, your security deposit would stay with the home that you're renting with. That would not transfer to any purchase of a new property.
Mhm.
There's not any additional fee to sign up for this. There's nothing extra. You just sign it. It's a couple page addendum onto your lease. But yeah, security deposit and this program are separate.
Cool. Stacy Taylor, sometimes hard times calls for late payments. Does that disqualify us even we got to account pay to zero balance? I guess we just answered.
Zero balance. That's it.
Zero
Yeah.
balance is the ticket. Yeah. All right. Kwasia Blake, this is another good one. How long does the money last after you move out? Like, are they able to move out and then tap back into this, or are they moving directly to a new?
You would need to move directly to a purchase. So if for some reason you aren't currently prepared to make that jump, you'd want to sign a lease renewal or go month to month on your lease in order to give you the time you need to get prepared and then use the credits that you've accrued.
Okay, right on. Is this available if you move out before your lease is up?
I want to make sure I'm understanding the question correctly.
Yeah.
If they're like,
If you are a
full
current
lease.
resident
Yeah.
and you've accrued the $3,600
Uh-huh.
and you don't have a balance on your ledger,
Mhm.
and then you buy a home, we are letting you out of your lease without penalty.
Yeah.
We are treating it as a lease end, normal move out. If you move out, break your lease, and don't buy a home, then that would not give you any of these credits. They don't last after you've moved out if you have not used them for a home purchase. I hope that answers it.
Yeah.
I think so.
And also be in communication with your property manager.
Yeah.
If anything comes up, they'll be able to walk you through all the nuances
Yeah.
of it and
Yeah.
how you're getting out and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Again, call your property manager or just call JWB at 904-737-0035. I'm going to repeat that like 30 times because I know it's a phone number. It's tough.
I love it. Keep going.
Miranda Knight says, can I change my lease to the 3 years from a 2-year lease?
Yes.
Call your
Call
property
your
manager. Hey, listen, as an investor, we would love that. Like everybody that invests with JWB would love that. So yes, Miranda, 100%. Jason Smith, we are not ready to buy a home until our 3-year lease is done. Just finished first year. Can you see properties JWB has available now to get an idea what properties might be like in the future?
Yes, I would say so. Our realty team is more than happy to kind of walk you through what a typical property might be. And so you can kind of get a feel for that. And of course, we can always send you listings. They're all on MLS and Zillow. So, we could send you an address, you could go search it and handle it that way.
Yeah, I'd also add in too, though, if you're just to be cautious when you look at homes now that you're going to view, there's a strong likelihood, especially if you're waiting 2 more years after that to buy, that exact home that you saw might not be available. Now we will probably have that floor plan somewhere in Jacksonville, so you can get an idea of the floor plans, which is kind of the areas that they're looking.
And don't forget, you can buy any home in Jacksonville.
Correct.
Right? Like,
Yes, it doesn't
you
have
don't
to be.
only have to
Yeah.
look
Yeah,
at
JWB,
JWB
that
homes,
is
right?
correct. That is
So,
correct. As
so
long as
you can
it-
drive around your neighborhood and you can see whatever house you want to buy.
Yep.
Just work with our agent and
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
buy any house you want to buy.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally. Does JWB do custom builds for homes? No, right?
No.
These are already preset plans. Will there be workshops to help for the first-time home buyers? 100%, Brittany. I think we've
Yes.
been talking about that a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got one already coming up. It's full, but
Yes.
be on the lookout for the next one.
Yes.
I'm assuming that we just kicked up a whole dust storm with all this.
Yes.
You're going to want more.
Yes,
than
I
that.
want more since
Which is-
we have so many wonderful people
Which is by
interested. Yes.
design. Brittany Edie says, how do you sign up? Brittany, if you're already a resident at JWB, call your property manager, sign the addendum. If you are looking to rent with JWB, it'll just happen.
Yep.
Yep, you will be signed up.
Right on. Miranda, how do I contact JWB? How do I contact a JWB first-time home buyer agent?
Great question. The best place to go would be to our JWB Realty site. If you go to www.jwbrealestatecapital.com/realty, I believe
All right.
is it. Maybe we'll put that in the chat to help you out.
Yeah, or call your property manager and
Yes,
they can put you
true.
in touch.
Can you say that whole line again?
www.jwbrealestate. Are you guys just teasing me? Are
No,
you okay? jwbrealestatecapital.com. I think it's /realty.
There you go. There you go. All right. Yes, I was teasing you, but I think it was also helpful. All right. Mike Wolfel says, if I am interested in the program, can I simply put interested in the chat for someone to call me?
Yes. Hi, Mikey.
Yes, you can. And also we would inquire you too as well, Mikey. Just call our line 904-737-0035.
Thanks, AJ.
Gotcha.
Appreciate that. Don Waters says, JWB bought my apartments in the middle of my lease. Does this go back to when my first took over, or does it start when I renewed my lease?
When we first took over.
Okay. So, all right. So this is, I saw somebody else say this, right? So
Yes.
if JWB acquired a property management
Yeah.
company, let's say a year ago, and somebody's been living there for 2 years, it goes back 1 year from
To when we acquired it.
So
Okay,
when we
cool.
acquired it.
Yes.
So
Correct.
from the moment that you started paying JWB for rent,
Correct.
that's when it starts.
Yep.
All right, cool. Rhonda says, thank you. You're welcome, Rhonda. Do I have to use your realty team? Yes, Elijah, you do. Will this be in-house financing?
No,
No.
we have preferred lenders and partners that we are used to working with, but no, we don't have that financing in-house.
He's also asking, where are the locations of your homes and prices? You kind of have homes
All over.
All
over.
over Jacksonville.
And really wide ranging in price point from, $200,000 to, we have some beach properties, townhomes that are brand new, that are actually beautiful, that are about, 500,000. So it's a wide range
Cool.
depending on where and what you're
Yeah.
looking for.
And again, you can buy any home in Jacksonville, right?
Correct.
St. John's, St. Augustine.
If we have,
you
yes,
have
yes,
realty-
yes,
yes,
yes. If you're
yes.
working with our realty team, yes,
Yeah.
any home.
Correct. If you're working with a realty team.
Yep, yep.
All right. Is 3,600 the maximum amount? That is right, Kashan. It is. The maximum amount is 3,600. Jennifer Fralick says, do you have multiple sizes? I've seen several of your new builds. They all look the same size bedroom wise.
Yes, we have multiple different floor plans.
Yep.
1,200 square feet, 1,700 square feet, 1,500 square feet, 2,200 square feet,
25.
a ton of different floor plans.
3.2s, 4.2s, right?
Threes,
Yes.
fours.
What you would
Okay.
see as a rental property may not be the same floor plan or inventory that you would see as a retail one. So if you've only been exposed to our rental product, there may be other options that you
Absolutely.
maybe just haven't seen
And
yet.
again, I'm going to help Pablo out and plug this. You can buy any home in Jacksonville. It does not have to be a JWB.
Use our realty team. Use our
That's
realty team.
Infinity floor plan.
Anything you want.
Taylor White says, if my mother lives with me and is on my current lease, does she need to sign the addendum also?
Yes.
Okay. Brandon Sepp, say I've already been in a home for 2 years. I finished that contract and moved into a new JWB home. Do I still get hit $2,400 from the last 2 years from the other home?
No. So it doesn't transfer between different JWB rental properties. So you would want to be sure that you are signing up, staying in that home for the duration that you're wanting to accrue, and then moving into the ownership component when you're ready. Because if you move out of one home into another, it does not transfer.
Okay, good to know.
Out of
Yes,
the.
good
out of the
question,
branded
Yes,
line.
Yeah,
It's a
great
good
question.
question.
Yeah. Jasmine Barnett, I've been with y'all 4 to 5 years. How do I get the retroactive for those years? Call your property manager.
Sure.
You already got it.
You got
Gotta
it.
sign it.
Elijah Jacobs, if currently in a lease and want to purchase, would that be terminated?
Yes, upon closing. Yep.
Correct.
There you go. Taylor White, how about if your current leased property homeowner decides not to renew your lease?
It's a great question. That'd be one I'd encourage you to reach out and talk to your property manager about. But if you have to move out because the homeowner is wanting to not renew, if you've been in the home at least 12 months, we'd be able to work with you to hopefully get you purchasing something sooner rather than later. But if you have to move out, then again, it would go away.
Francis Quiles says, Jacksonville is pretty big. Would Middleburg or area surrounding be included?
Any home if you're working with our realty team.
That's correct.
There you go. Elijah says, can I get a list? I'm not really sure what that question is.
Like a list of available properties.
On a list of available properties.
Yes, we would be able to provide that. I would say encourage you to reach out to your property manager or call our 904-737-0035.
I love it. I love it.
Killing it.
Miranda, and I agree, says y'all are awesome. Thank you, Miranda. So are you, Miranda. I appreciate you. Janiqua Barr says, since it's any home, could it be out of Jacksonville?
That's a great question. So our real estate team are licensed in the state of Florida. So you would have to be working with our team, and that would be the parameters in which how far they're willing to travel, really. But yeah, so you'd be working with our realty team. So maybe outside of Duval County, but I don't know how far they're going to want to.
They're
Yeah.
willing to
travel.
go.
I'm guessing not
Taking
Gainesville.
remotely.
I would think not Gainesville.
technically,
Probably
I
not
mean-
Miami, Tampa, things like that.
Where that licensure works, it's by state. So they could technically do anything in the state of Florida. They can't do anything in Georgia.
Yeah.
But then you would want to talk to the agent and see how far they can.
Yeah,
kinda
their
get you.
willingness.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we really are trying to stand up Jacksonville.
Yes.
Correct. We
Right.
want you to
So
stay.
just
in
don't be
Duval.
surprised if the further.
Yes.
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 We are trying to make this place one of the great American cities, and we
Absolutely.
want you to be a part of that. Right. So like,
Absolutely.
if you're going to leave here, we still be friends, but we're here to, but
Absolutely.
we're here for Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
All right. So can the home be built on a new lot of my choice?
No, because that would be kind of like custom builds again. These homes are already going to be pre-built for you.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's a different avenue there.
Okay. Where I can see the floor plans of the homes available by JWB,
I would contact your property manager and we can get them to you.
or you go to JWB
Or you can go to
real estate
Capital.com
.com/realty.
Although I don't know our floor plans if they're currently on that website.
Okay.
But if not, coming soon.
There you go. Janiqua says she's interested.
Awesome. Call
That's
your
great.
property manager.
Yep. Anonymous attendee says, possible to purchase a signature home and continue to rent with JWB in current home.
Yeah, I mean, that is, we do rent to people that own properties. Obviously it's going to be more expensive because now you have a mortgage and a rental payment. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a possibility to it depending on what your motivation is. Sure. I don't know. I think Mel, I'd let you answer if you're talking about renting the current home that they're in and buying one. I don't know how that
I would
work.
think it's the same thing. Obviously, the financial obligation of owning a home and renting one at the same time. We would just have to make sure that financially you could support both of those payments. And other than that, I don't see why not. So that would be a discussion with a property manager, I think, to just make sure that we can see the financial ability to do both.
Awesome. Isabel Lawson says, interested current
Awesome.
resident. Phenomenal. Ashley Bradley says, good evening. I was late and just signed up into the call. My lease is up in January 2026. Am I eligible to apply? Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
You're
you
all
are.
already in. That's the
beauty.
spoiler, Ashley.
Yeah.
Um,
Call your property manager.
Janiqua says, thank you for saying my name correctly. Janiqua, there's an ongoing joke on the actual podcast of how I butcher everybody's name. So you got lucky. What can I say? Miranda says, will this discontinue the house y'all give away? No.
No.
No. Yeah, she's talking about the golf tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Annual
that's gonna
giveaway.
that's gonna keep
No, that'll
going.
continue.
All right. Elijah says, what is the starting price and highest? Sounds like the
Low 200,000s all the way up to, I think the highest price is
Sixes, I think.
690.
JWB signature homes.
Correct.
But again,
you can buy any
whatever the
house.
lowest priced home in Jacksonville you can find, or the highest priced home
Yeah.
in Jacksonville.
You're right. You're right.
Right.
Whatever
Pablo's-
you
Pablo's
wanna
doing
buy.
great.
I'm on that. I'm on
You're
that.
doing great.
I'm on that. Okay, cool. That's it for questions. This was great.
Miranda, we'll remember your name.
We will remember your name.
We will, Miranda. Heck yeah. I can't wait to celebrate your homeownership.
Same.
Miranda. Any final words?
I think for me, this is just such an incredible opportunity. It makes me really proud to work here. It makes me really proud to get to support our residents and our city in this way. And I just think about, I look back to, myself maybe 10 years ago, and I didn't think that homeownership was possible for me. And I think when that switch flips for you and you realize that like, no, it can be a goal and you can achieve it. It just is an incredible mindset transformation. And I know how much it's impacted me and my family. And so I think I just can't wait to help all of our residents and future residents achieve the same thing, because these goals are within reach and we want to help you. So I'm just super
Yeah.
pumped. It's gonna be
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, I truly believe that there's a path for everyone to become a homeowner. There's going to take a lot of work on your part, obviously, but we're doing as much as we can to help you get there, with the education, helping you with $3,600 in credits, and helping build your credit as well. And like Melissa said, when I bought my place, I wish I had that home buying 101 and you knew kind of all the steps and everything you had to look out for. And then closing costs were something that were there. I mean, obviously I was, oh, it costs this much. I need a down payment. Sure, I know that, but all the other steps you're kind of unaware of and kind of learning on the fly is very difficult. And it makes me proud to work here that there is a company that's in the property management space that is renting homes to residents, is going to help these residents educate themselves, build their credit, put some money towards the closing costs to buy a home, which means you will no longer be a renter with them. It's insane for them to think. But again, that's how much we care about Jacksonville and we care about the people here. We want people to be homeowners. So definitely give us a call. We want to help you out, and we will show you the way.
Love it. I love it. I want to give a shout out to Sydney, Shaylin, Juliana, Teresa, and Joanna, who are in the chat, just like furiously answering questions in the chat. That moved way too fast for me. I was only able to answer the ones in the Q&A. I encourage you to right now call 904-737-0035. Or call your property manager. If your property manager is on vacation, you can still call that number. You can get to somebody, right? Like just call JWB, put JWB in Google and call the number. It's not that hard. There's 100 people that work here. Somebody's going to pick up the phone and get back to you.
Yeah.
And also our team is going to print out this, the chat, and everybody that's interested will get contacted, but do not sleep on this. I think that if I can say, from my purview, I've done 400 podcast episodes of the Not Your Average Investor Show. We have been talking about how Jacksonville is one of the next great American cities, and real estate values here are going to continue to rise. I lived in Orange County, California in the early 2000s, and I could see a city in Huntington Beach. I could see a city where everybody was still just like us, but they were rich somehow. And it had literally just happened in the last 10 years. And it's because they had bought homes, right? So I believe that that's going to happen here. I'm super pumped if you made it to this call and you're the first to find out about this. Get your ducks in a row, sign up for this program, and get yourself a home in the next 3 years and be plugged into this economic flywheel, because it's happening and it's going to change your life. All right.
This is awesome.
Thanks, Pablo. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Y'all.
Give us a call.
See ya.